Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your Muse Traci and I am your favorite manifestation coach. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling, to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. I offer one-on-one coaching and I am now offering group coaching as well to help you transform and revolutionize your life in all areas. Since my one-on-one coaching program is full and there is a wait list, I have developed a group coaching program to teach you the exact steps you need to learn everything I'm teaching in my one-on-one program. This will be an 8-week program with a group mastermind, community platform, and an area to share your experiences and your wins, as well as live coaching with me throughout the week. This will be part one of a two-part series, and this is the first series I've titled it Empowered to Create. So it's highly focused on learning the fundamentals and overcoming your limiting beliefs, the programming that I've been talking about on this channel. So we'll take a deep dive into your belief system and do the work to change the programming so that this will be the last coaching that you need. I will be posting and releasing more information as I get closer to starting, as we get closer to starting the program. But by the end of the 8 weeks, you will understand effortless manifesting and you will have gone through the process to clear your blocks and limitations, rewrite your programming, in other words. If you're interested in learning more about the coaching program, leave me a comment down below or send me an email. Love to hear from you guys. All right, so let's get into the topic for today. Super excited about this one. I've been talking to my one-on-one clients about this, and it's come up with several of my one-on-one clients. So as usual, I like to do a video when something is like a recurring theme, because I'm sure that it's happening maybe for you guys as well. It's a question or something that you're wondering about as well. So the video today is about how to conquer the 3D, how to overcome, right? So, and by this, I think it also means like, how do we create exactly what we want, right? How do we conquer 3D circumstances? And so that's exactly what I teach in my coaching program. And with this, there are some steps involved. There are some steps with conquering your 3D reality. And so the first step, as always, is to know who you are, right? It's know that you are the operant power, know that you are the only one creating in your reality, that everything is responding to you, and know that nothing, but nothing is off limits to you. You can be, do, or have anything you desire, and anything you desire and anything you desire to be, right? It's like, period, end of story. That's how this entire realm is set up. So now if you don't feel that you are being, doing, and having exactly what you want in your reality, let's try to look at why. Let's take a look there. So usually the reason is your programming, if not always. I say usually, but most all of the time, every single time, it's the programming, okay? So let's talk a little bit about that and why. I want to get deeper into why. So your programming is basically the concepts, really it turns out to be the rules that you are creating your reality by. And this is 90% of your creating power, right? It's the subconscious mind. It's the subconscious programming. And that is responsible for 90% of reality creation. And probably, I'm just guessing right now, you have the programming that does not support your desires. And in fact, it may directly contradict what you desire most to create or experience in your reality, right? The amount of money that you want to have, the loving relationship you want to have, the body, the appearance that you desire, how you see your reality. That's programming as well, you guys. Thinking that life is just happening to you, thinking that you don't have the power to create, thinking that something outside of you is actually creating, thinking that, you know, there's something called fate and destiny that you're meant to experience. That's programming too, right? That's a belief system. It's a concept. Your ability to be successful in your job or your career, all of these things are part of the programming, right? Okay, so if 90% of your programming is against you, or I should say against your desires, or contradicting your desires, then the main work is to change the programming, right? Know who you are and change the programming. I call these like the 2 pillars for mastering, you know, conscious creation, creating your reality. So both the programming that life is just happening to you, again, that is programming. Things just happen. Life just is the way that it is, and you have limitations of some kind, right? Both of these things, life is just happening, and then the limitations about what you can be, do, or have, both of these are concepts only and can be changed, and you can change them to concepts that support you achieving all of your goals and desires. So once you know that, you can be, do, or have anything and everything that you desire. Next, we need to understand that the 3D reality is old, right? So once you understand who you are and, you know, what your job is as a creator, which is understand who you are, clean up your programming. Now we have to understand about 3D reality. 3D reality is old. 3D reality is not telling you what's real. It's not telling you what's possible. It's not telling you what you get to have, right? And so now we have to start to talk about reacting, because if you look at the 3D reality and you think that that's real, or you think that that's telling you what's possible, and you are adjusting your beliefs to circumstances, then you have sort of like a misunderstanding of who you are, and you have a misunderstanding of what 3D reality is. 3D reality is just your old creation, your old thoughts, your old dominant assumptions. That's all that it is. It's not really ever telling you anything. So let me define, I really want to define this once again here in this video, because I think reacting is many, many, many times misunderstood. Reacting is not responding. You can respond to your 3D or not, right? Sometimes it's appropriate to respond and sometimes it's not necessary. But reacting is something different, and it's not even your emotional response to the 3D. You can have a slight emotional response and still not be reacting. So I think what happens is reacting gets labeled as your emotional response, because if you change your beliefs and your assumptions according to what you see in 3D reality, you will feel bad, right? You will have a strong emotional response because your higher self, as I like to call it, is trying to send you a message that, hey, doing that is not going to take you where you want to go, right? And that will feel like a strong negative emotion. So sometimes we do have that strong negative emotion, which is really just meant to be the guidance from your higher self. Sorry, there's music going on outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I don't know if I need to go shut the door. Okay, so that's not what reacting is. Okay, so then let's talk about what reacting is then. Reacting is changing your thoughts, feelings, or assumptions because of anything that's in 3D reality. In other words, taking your cue from circumstances, making the circumstances mean something that you do not prefer, right? Making it mean like it's telling you can't have what you want to have. It's telling you that, oh no, the person you want to be in this loving relationship with isn't actually ever going to show up in that way. Maybe it's telling you, oh, you didn't get the job, or, you know, you lost the job. Making it mean anything different than what your chosen assumption is, that is reacting. So let me clarify, because I think that last statement was a little bit confusing. It's changing your assumption to something different according to what is in your 3D reality. So if your chosen assumption is, I'm in a loving, beautiful relationship and my partner treats me exactly the way I want to be treated, they show up, and you say, oh no, they don't show up the way I want them to because this is what's in my reality. You're changing your assumption according to what's in your reality. Same thing like with money. I want a lot of money in my experience so I can do whatever I want to do. I always have enough for everything I need and want. 3D reality says something different. So you look at that and then you say, oh no, I don't actually have the money that for everything that I need and want to do, right? You're changing your assumption according to what is in your 3D reality. That is what reacting is. That's what it is, right? Again, you can have a slight emotion there. That's not reacting. It's changing your assumption, okay? So, let's see, where was I in my notes? In other words, if you're, yes, okay. So that is this is what reacting is. And if you do this, the 3D will continue to dominate you rather than you dominating your 3D reality. Okay, so we're not conquering the 3D reality if we keep reacting to it, because reacting to it, basically we're saying, oh, okay, let me change my assumption to match that. Well, your assumption now is cast forward, right? You are commanding your reality when you react. Yes, more of that, please, right? Most of the time accidentally, because most of the time we're reacting to unwanted things. So the last thing we want is more of that, okay? So taking your cue from your 3D reality is allowing the 3D reality to dominate you. You dominate your 3D by not changing a single thing that you think, feel, or believe because of what is showing up in your 3D. You stay true to your chosen beliefs, feelings, and assumptions. You stay true to your decision. You stay true to your preference, regardless of what the 3D is seeming to tell you, right? So I know I've said this in other videos, but it is necessary to say it again and remind you again, you are not meant to take your cue from something that is already taking its cue from you. The 3D is taking its cue from you, so why would you base what you think, feel, and believe on that? That's how you would get more of the same, right? And then like pretending like you don't know where that came from. And then like feeling bad, again, that's guidance from your higher self. And then changing your assumption because you have the misunderstanding that 3D is real and it's telling you what's real, what's possible, what you get to have, what you get to experience, right? So this is the habit that you're trying to break. And this is what you want to practice breaking out of so that you can dominate your 3D reality. And 3D reality is not dominating over you. Okay, so here is the key, you guys. This is like the nugget of all nuggets to conquering your 3D. The question in itself is a little bit telling, honestly. It's sort of showing you that you still think the 3D reality is what is real. You still think that out there has authority over you. You still think that out there is telling you something, you know, what is possible or what is not possible. I understand this perspective, you guys. I'm not minimizing it, but it's a lie. It's not true. This is an illusion, right? Taking your cue from 3D, looking out there to see what's real, that's an illusion. And I know that most people, myself included, I spent most of my life viewing 3D reality this way. But again, like I said before, this is what you're trying to break out of. This is what you want to practice breaking out of, okay? This is an illusion, and this is what you have to train yourself to stop doing. You really have to stop looking at your 3D as something real and final and where the power is. It is not. You are the power. You are the one calling the shots. You are the one pulling the levers and pushing the buttons, and the absolute best time, okay, the absolute best, most brilliant time for you to do this, which I'm referring to dominating your 3D, is when your 3D is showing you something that you no longer prefer to experience or create. I know a lot of you are probably like, what? That's the hardest time to do it. Okay, but this is where, this is when, this is how you turn a brick wall into a doorway, right? This is how you dominate your 3D reality. This is how you can shift things in a big way. When it's showing up, some old pattern, some old creation, remember 3D is just old. When it's showing you things that you don't prefer to experience anymore, don't try, this is what you're trying to do. Try not to look at this and say, oh no, here's this again, this thing that I don't like, and now I have to adjust myself to this. That's reacting. 3D is dominating you, right? The absolute best time for you to, practice this, to try this, and to actually do this is when you're experiencing something you don't like. You go within and you understand 3D does not have the power over me. I have the power. And even though it's showing me something and it looks maybe scary and it looks like, something that I really don't want to experience, the person that I want to be with is saying they don't want to be with me. My boss is saying, I'm fired, or I didn't get the raise, or I didn't get the job. The money's not showing up in my account. Whatever it is, you guys, I could go on and on, but whatever these opposite situations are, this is the time to practice. This is the time when you go within and you say, I don't believe that's true inside, right? I said that I believe I'm in a loving, beautiful, happy, committed relationship. And that's what I still believe is true, regardless of this 3D reality. I said I have all the money that I want and need for everything that I want and need. And even though this is showing up, that's not what I believe is true. I still believe this is true. This is how you dominate 3D reality. Let's see. Boss is showing up saying you didn't get the job, or you didn't get the raise, or we're letting you go. No, here's what I believe in my assumption. I'm always valued at work. I'm always, acknowledged for my contributions. I'm always appreciated. Everyone loves working with me. You stay true to your chosen preference. This is the time to do it. Right when the 3D is showing you something unwanted, you go back within and you get recommitted, reacquainted with your chosen preference. Okay? You don't have to react to 3D reality. Again, I know this might sound like a new skill. Probably is. But this is the skill that will allow you to conquer the 3D reality. This is the skill that will allow you to, break out of cycles. This is the skill that will allow you to turn a seeming brick wall into a doorway where you walk right through into the parallel reality that you would love to experience. Love to experience. This is how you shift, right? You don't need to give your power away to 3D reality. It doesn't have any power. It's old, it's dead, it's the past. It's the past. It's not telling you anything other than here's what you dominantly thought about before. That's literally it. And again, I'm not minimizing it, you guys. I understand this takes a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of this, you really can be this confident in the face of opposition, circumstances opposing you. You really can. And I want you guys to be this way, because this is how you're meant to be. You're not meant to be, so like cowering to the 3D and so scared of it and so, powerless in it. You are not. You are the power. Okay, the 3D reality is not the power. So this is what you're trying to do. Stop allowing 3D to dominate you. That's how you can then dominate. You have to stop allowing it to dominate you. All right. So again, this is the absolute best time to know your power, to pull the correct levers, to push the correct buttons, rather than giving all your power away and pushing all the same buttons that you've already pushed in the past. Right? So this is it, you guys. This is how you start to conquer your 3D reality. It's know who you are, change the programming, and stop reacting. And just as a little tidbit, the absolute best time for you to stop reacting is right when the 3D reality is showing you something old and something you no longer want to experience. Good timing that the video is over now, because the noise is getting louder out there. And this is actually my second attempt at recording this video. The first one had no sound. We were on mute somehow. So it's just me, you know, talking into a camera with no sound. That's not good. So anyway, you guys, that's all for this one. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.